Hi, I'm Kitten Arcader. What you're about to see is a little out of the ordinary. Let me explain. Due to an ongoing copyright battle with Miramax over the ability to do a historical economic review of Scream 2 and 3, we have been forced to edit our videos in a bit of an unusual manner. I am proud to present to you Foot the Bill, Scream, the PowerPoint presentation. Chapter 1. Ghostface is supposed to be dead. Why is he not dead?
I think you have a copycat on your hands, Chief.
Oh, is that what's up? Well, whether it's another frisky teen or a corpse in a costume or, heavens to Betsy, an actual ghost, this Ghostface needs to be held accountable. Hello, and welcome to Foot the Bill, where we audit your favorite media. My name is Trey, and today we're looking at Scream 2, sequel to the hit slasher Scream. In the first movie, we followed Sidney Prescott and her weird boyfriend Billy's attempt to woo her with knives. It didn't work out too well for him or his boyfriend Stu. But now Sidney's in college, and a copycat is running amok. Who could it be? Gale Weathers? Dewey? Randy? I don't know and I don't care. All I care about are the rules.
So it's our job to observe the rules of the sequel. Number 1.
No utilities get charged for. All purchases and damages will be calculated in the year depicted. For Scream 2, that's approximately 1997. Now, just like the last Scream, we're going to treat Ghostface's shenanigans like a heist and split our calculations between supplies and damages. That means we'll be examining Ghostface's purchases, expenses, everything accrued in the pursuit of spooky sleuthing, as well as approximating the cost of damage to property throughout the film. At the end of the video, we'll compare how much was spent versus how much damage our polter guy left behind and see if his investment paid off. So, with Ghostface now enrolled in college, can he pass the bar put in place by the first Scream? Or does he flunk out with student debt and no death to speak of? Let's find out. The movie begins with a movie beginning. It's the premiere of Stab, the movie inspired by the events of Scream. Phil, that's Phil, and Maureen, that's Maureen, are headed to the promotional premiere. After some very meta discussion about the movie industry, the two are given free costumes. Nice! Damn, this theater is going off like a Rocky Horror Picture Show. I miss those. Oh, that's neat. The masks kind of glow, maybe?
RC Glow. That's right. The RC will glow.
I wonder what makes the masks glow.
That's for finance to figure out.
No, it's not.
Eventually, Maureen goes to get some snacks brought to you by Pepsi, and Phil has to go use the restroom, also possibly brought to you by Pepsi. Phil overhears a secret in the next stall. What's that sound? Death, apparently. Ghostface stabs straight through the stall. Wow. Killing Phil dead. Bye, Phil. Wow. We can charge for some blood cleanup on the bathroom floor, and we're gonna need a replacement panel in the bathroom stall. So far, Ghostface's kit here looks the same as the first film, but I'm not sure if that costume was handed out by the theater or not. It has the glittery effect that the original costume has, but then so do these two urinal ghosts that Phil encounters on the way to the bathroom. Before I can figure it out, not Phil returns from the bathroom and stabs Maureen. Like a lot. That's blood in front of the seat. That's a new theater seat. That's blood on the carpet. And finally, blood on the stage area where Maureen collapses. Bye, Maureen. Ghostface slinks away, and I still can't tell if his mask was glowing or not.
How are you going to make the RC glow?
That's for the marketing department to figure out.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You're the marketing department.
I'm the marketing department, and I'm marketing RC Glow.
You know what? I'll just say he got the costume for free here. No charge. We're then carried into Sydney's dorm, where she's installed a bit of security between her and a lifetime of prank calls.
Who is this?
You tell me.
Corey Gillis.
Man, I hope she keeps the caller ID on her everywhere she goes. Hallie, that's Hallie, is Sid's roommate. She turns the TV on to catch up with Cotton, you remember Cotton, as he bemoans being famous and innocent. Ugh. The TV then reveals that Maureen and Phil were murdered, and Sydney is understandably panicky. She needs to hunt down Randy before anyone else does. Speaking of, Randy is in class, already debating this latest double homicide. Cece, that's Cece, doesn't think the movie inspired violence. Violence is plenty capable without the media influencing people into action.
You can't blame real-life violence on entertainment.
Mickey, that's Mickey, disagrees. He thinks it's a copycat, a copy mouse, someone out to make a real-life sequel to the real-life murders that happened to inspire a fictional movie.
It's a classic case of life imitating art, imitating life.
What about you, Randy? Is it art imitates life? Life imitates art?
Let me tell you about reality, Mickey. I lived through this, okay? Life is life. It doesn't imitate anything.
Come on, Randy.
Que sera, sera, Randy. Que sera, sera. It's funny that this conversation felt prescient in the 90s when politicians were arguing that music, movies, and video games were causing a swell in violence. Of course, 10 years prior, it was older music, movies, and video games, and 10 years later, it would be different music, movies, and video games, and now that we're almost 30 years out from Scream 2, I expect a new generation will find new art to blame. Sid pulls Randy out of class and tries to discuss her concerns, but Randy is full of life. He's moved on from the past and cares little for the murders of today.
And I don't want to go back there again. Can't we just go back to our pseudo-quasi-happy existence? Hello, Derek, how you doing? Hey, Sid.
Derek, that's Derek, is Sid's college boyfriend, and hopefully less bloodthirsty than the last one. Nice kissin', Tex. Way to up your game.
How do you like me now?
Elsewhere on campus, Gale Weathers, you remember Gale, is doing her best future Black Widow cosplay and meeting up with her new cameraman. Joel, that's Joel, is new to the gig, hopefully less bloody than the last one. The two meander over to the press conference attended by our film studies kids. Keep shooting, Mickey. This is history.
She had calf implants.
Chief Hartley?
Hey, Randy, that's a weird f***ing thing to say. Some sorority sisters from Delta Lambda whatever come over to try to recruit Sydney to a party, but she's distracted by the return of Deputy Dewey. You remember Dewey? He looks a little lost. The two catch up. Sid's studying theater, her boyfriend Derek is pre-med, and Dewey thinks the killer is someone Sid knows.
If there is some freaked out psycho trying to follow in Billy Loomis's footsteps, you probably already know. Or her. Or them.
That's shockingly inclusive for 1997, Dewey. Hell yeah. Our next reunion, because this movie is all about reunions, apparently, is between Gale and Sydney. But what's this? Cotton Weary coming in with the chair of forgiveness.
Sydney, I'd just like to say that I forgive and forget. Just like you, I'd like to get back on with my own life.
It's super effective. Well, if we're having a reunion party, I guess it's up to Sydney to bring the punch.
I thought we had an official interview. What's going on? She didn't know?
Man, that was cold.
New movie, new killer, same old Gale Weathers.
Why don't you just leave her alone? Hasn't she been through enough?
Yeah, you tell her, Dewey. Apparently these two broke it off after the last movie, and I can see why. Evidently, Gale has a habit of turning everyone into a headline.
How do you know that my dim-witted inexperience isn't merely a subtle form of manipulation used to lower people's expectations, thereby enhancing my ability to effectively maneuver within any given situation?
All right.
Later that night, there's a banger party going on at the sorority. Everyone's there. Well, everyone except Cece. She's the sober driver for the night. Lucky her, though, she's got a fun phone buddy for the evening.
Do you want to die tonight, Cece?
Super fun. Cece gets a little freaked out, especially when her phone starts to sound like the radio in Silent Hill.
You're breaking up. Where are you?
Outside.
But don't worry, it's just one of her housemates. You're worried about nothing, Cece. Although I think your sorority house is haunted. Seeing Ghostface sneak in while on the phone tells me two things. One, Ghostface has a cell phone and a voice changer. And two, we've got more than one Ghostface. Cece starts hunting for ghosts, but I think she might be better suited for vampires. Ghostface bursts out of the closet, good for him, and chases her upstairs, smashing a vase in the front hall, and smashing his head with a potted plant in Cece's hands at the top of the stairs. Ghostface grabs Cece and tosses her through the French doors on the third floor onto the balcony. Although only one door gets smashed, that's economical. Ghosty stabs Cece in the back a few times, then tosses her over the balcony. Bye, Cece. Well, with the only sober person on campus now painting the pavement, word travels fast, and the party clears out to go look at the dead body. Derek sticks around to make sure Sydney's okay, but joke's on him because she's not okay. There's a ghost on the phone, and he's quoting Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Ghosty lunges at Sidney, stabbing the front door. Derek is in outside jail, unable to get through the barred window. Ghostface trips on some furniture, allowing Sidney to escape. Derek rushes into the house, ready to bust some Ghostface. Dewey arrives to provide backup and locates Derek covered in blood. He's been attacked. Alive, but hurt. Also spot the blood on the wall and likely blood on the floor as well. Ghosty is gone, and now Sid's loved ones are under attack once again. While everyone gets interviewed and Derek gets patched up, I gotta be honest, this has been a pretty clean movie so far. Just a lot of blood cleanup, and even then, most of it has been outside. Suspiciously clean.
Yeah, it's awfully convenient.
A new day dawns on campus, and it's a media circus. In the station, Gale the Clown and Dewey break the case wide open. All the victims so far share names with the victims in the first film.
Do you think someone's trying to duplicate Woodsboro?
Yeah, it sure seems that way. The chief has glued 2 detectives to Sidney to make sure she's safe, because there's only one way this story ends. The final girl has to be the final girl. Sid decides maybe it's time to cut ties with Derek for his safety and her own. Derek decides that's silly and breaks out into song during lunch, up in the game once again.
How do you like me now?
And I think Sid likes it. Cute. Elsewhere, Dewey and Randy are hashing out the modus operandi of this stabby ghost guy and how the rules of sequels apply.
More blood, more gore. Carnage, candy. Your core audience just expects it.
I don't know, man. Like I said, it's been pretty clean so far. What are we at, $4 grand? Yeah, we were well past this point in the first film. I'm gonna need y'all to up the blood game here. Saw X has got you beat. Randy goes on to list a bunch of suspects, but can't seem to settle on anyone. There is one thing he can narrow in on. Gale. If she's no killer, she's a target. Which means so is her cameraman! Oh my god, Joel! Yeah, so Joel read Gale's book and Our Minds, and is trying to find the fastest exit out of this movie. After all, Gale's last cameraman was gutted.
First of all, he wasn't gutted. I made that up. His throat was slashed.
Say less. We then hop back over to Sydney in her theater class where she's trying to talk to the Master Control program from Tron about uncertainty. He persuades her to get back on stage and use the trauma as an acting tool. Major epilepsy warning for the lightning here. Wow, actually, this is a pretty high budget for a college theater. Man, I hope nothing happens to this very expensive set. Sid proceeds to have a panic attack set to the soundtrack of Danny Elfman, which I think just became a personal goal of mine. Derek shows up to be supportive, and Sydney breaks up with him again. He continues to support her by respecting her wishes. Take notes. Outside, the gang continues to try to narrow down the killer when the killer calls to help out.
Gale's not here.
I'm not interrupting anything, am I? You three look deep in thought.
Nah, I think they could use the help. Randy's been useless this whole movie. God, you know, sometimes I wish he'd just get pulled into a van and never get, well, charge for the busted window, the blood on the carpet, and the window and the asphalt. Ugh. Also, it looks like Ghosty abandoned his costume. Might have grabbed multiples at the movies? Continue no charge for now. Anyway, Randy's dead, bye Randy, and Sid's getting threatening emails. Oh, and threatening ambushes from Cotton.
Can we talk for a sec?
This isn't a good time.
Cotton really wants to do an interview with Sydney. Like, real bad. And that's illegal. Book him!
Okay, then book me.
See? Book him! The cops agree that it's time to move Sydney to an undisclosed location. While outside, Joel informs Gale that the van has been impounded as a crime scene. And actually, that brings up a good question. Can they even get that van back? Yes! After the investigation is concluded, and once all the lot fees have been paid. In the case of a vehicle being participatory to a crime, it's usually the defendant who has to pay said fees. Hey, look at that. This is the exact show to find out what those fees would be. Make sure you're subscribed for more. Today, these fees would be around $122.28, or approximately $31.85 in 1997. Neat. Gale finally gets a clue and realizes the killer might be on her B-roll footage. So she and Dewey totter off to the film lab to find out.
There's gotta be a VCR around here somewhere.
Have you tried looking in the Saw franchise? They are abundant. Eventually, the two find a lecture hall with a player and a TV and start scrubbing. Oh, and making out. I guess Dewey's change of character led Gale to have a change of heart. I think she likes it. But what's this? That's not Gale's tape. It's footage from the movie theater and the sorority and Randy and a lecture hall. Oh my God, Ghostface is making a movie. That's so expensive. It all makes sense now. Also, we're gonna charge for that video camera. I think it's a Sony Handycam Vision CCD TRV 5608 or equivalent model. That's around $800. See, not cheap. Ghostface vanishes from Dewey's sights and pops up suddenly behind Gale. Sussy little guy. Gale smacks him with a phone, and some Scooby-Doo chases ensue, and Gale secures herself in a room. Dewey enters and steps in Ghostface's lunch, which upsets the ghost, who proceeds to stab Dewey. That'll be one carpet and window cleanup, please. Dewey's injured body gets eaten by the pizza box. Bye, Dewey. And Gale sinks into the corner, traumatized. Across campus, Sid is headed to her safe house when she runs into Derek, who brought the sound design from The Collector with him. This movie is silly. Derek promises to still be here at the end of the movie, but instead is kidnapped by a cult.
Prepare to die.
A horny cult. Back on the road, Officer Andrews gets his window busted in and throat slit. Did I ever introduce Officer Andrews? Well, I can say goodbye to him at least. Bye, Officer Andrews. Also, did Ghostface make a weird sound when he popped up? What is happening to this movie? Oh. Officer Richards gets pulled out of the vehicle and beaten. Ghostface climbs into the driver's seat, still making ridiculous noises, and punches down on the gas before Richards can shoot him. The joyride is short-lived, however. Ghosty sideswipes a 1987 Ford Mustang, that'll need a new door, and totals the officer's 1987 Chevy Caprice. So we'll just add the whole value of that car in 1997 to the tally. Ghostface is now unconscious, during which time Sid and Haley actually managed to slink out of the vehicle. Sid had every opportunity to unmask, strangle, even shoot Ghostface, but fails to follow through. As a result, in the most frustrating sequence in the franchise so far, Sydney gets her roommate and friend murdered by Ghostface as they stand in the street wondering what to do. This whole scene feels out of character, and to be honest, I don't know if I like it. Back on campus, Gale runs into Cotton with blood on his hands. He says he found Dewey, but wouldn't Gale have seen that? She runs outside to steal the phone from reporter Debbie Salt. Debbie, that's Debbie, has kind of been doing Gale's job this whole movie. Being nosy, saying the wrong thing, looking like she's gonna get punched. Weird that they keep bringing her back. I guess she's meant to be Gale's Black Mirror or something. Anyway, Gale tells the police that the murderer is Cotton, and Sydney runs to the theater department because, oh my God, the play is tonight! Sydney, get on stage, quick! It's your big song! The stage closes in on Sydney. Another epilepsy warning comes on screen. And a body descends from the heavens. Oh my God, it's Derek! And he's drunk! Ghostface appears from the shadows, once again throwing Sydney's trust issues into play. Is Derek truly innocent? Is there a greater game afoot? His voice changer clicks off.
You really want to trust your boyfriend?
Don't you know history repeats itself?
Hey, I kinda recognize that voice. Is that murdering little mouse? It was the film student all along. Also, peep the voice changer that he tosses. That's still going on your bill, mister. Mickey taunts Sydney, claiming that Derek was his secret partner the whole time. Well, I mean, it does make sense. This Ghostface has been doing some pretty heavy lifting, so having two college-age lads tossing bodies around does check out. Whoop, nope, he shot him. Ooh, bye, Derek. And before anyone asks, as far as I can tell, that firearm is the same as the cops from our little traffic incident a few minutes ago, so no charge to the kit. Don't worry, we'll get to Ghostface with a shotgun soon enough. I'm looking at you, Scream 6, you mess. Mickey proceeds to dump his entire evil plan onto Sydney, opting to take the "I was negatively influenced by media" defense. Has that ever worked? Someone get legal in here. We need to talk about movies and courtrooms, eventually. Sid utilizes her weaponized fraternity to disarm disarm Mickey, sending the gun flying. Mickey proceeds to throw Sidney into the stage decor. Oh man, that takes hours to get right, dude. Please, no one mess that up. It's also really hard to calculate damages to theater props. Ultimately, their kung fu hustle ends with Mickey, once again, armed and angry. Suddenly, Derek's corpse rises into heaven, I guess. Oh, fun fact, in high school, that's what we called the catwalks in the drop ceiling above the theater stage. And a new secret villain apprentice emerges. Oh my god, it's Gale Weathers! Nope, never mind. Oh my god, it's Debbie Salt! Wait, what did Sidney say?
Mrs. Loomis?
Who?
Billy's mother!
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Okay, but why didn't anyone recognize her?
This is 60 pounds and a lot of work later.
It's called a makeover. You should try it.
Wait, does that mean that Billy's mom got plastic surgery as part of her plan to kill Sidney for what happened to her son? Do we charge for plastic surgery? Well, as it turns out, here at the Kitten Arcade International Corporation, CAKE for short, we have precedents. John Kramer's hat, you remember John Kramer's hat, was charged for based on the fact that confronting Bobby Dagan in Saw 7 3D The Final Chapter was part and parcel to the process of subsequently trapping Bobby in a trial of traps. Res ipsa loquitur tabula in naufragio, we must charge for Mrs. Loomis's plastic surgery. All right, hang on. Need to research plastic surgery in 1997. Sidney gestured towards her face, suggesting a facelift. There's also weight loss involved, so maybe some liposuction. Let's see, I can charge for facelift, liposuction, and a tummy tuck for any excess skin. A facelift would have cost around $3,685 and a penny. Liposuction would have cost $1,909.07, and a tummy tuck would cost about $3,617.62. Oh, and just for funsies, Gale's fictional calf implants would have been $1,825.25. There you go, Randy. Randy? All right, Randy's dead. Right, well, with almost $10,000 of plastic surgery later, it's revealed that Mrs. Loomis actually bankrolled Mickey's tuition.
Had to have financing. Tuition's expensive.
Jesus flippin', come on! Okay, well, we're in luck here. This New York Times article from 1997 actually tells us how much public college tuition would cost back then. And it looks like a full year would be about $3,111. Wait, that can't be right. You're telling me a year of film school costs $3,000? A year? A full year? Kittens and arcaders, I've got student debt, and it ain't $3,000 a year debt. It's $160,000 plus interest debt. Deep breathing is good for stress and screaming. Mrs. Loomis shoots Mickey, who then shoots Gale on his way down. God damn! We get another 10 minutes of the villain dumping plot onto Sidney.
You killed my son.
As well as confirmation that the gun Mickey was wielding was indeed taken from the cop.
Everything's traceable back to Mickey, including the cop gun he used to kill everybody.
And I think that means her gun was taken from the other cop, given that she wipes it down and leaves it with Mickey, so no charge there. Mrs. Loomis and Sidney tussle around the stage, where Sidney proceeds to dump as much of the stage decoration on Mrs. Loomis as possible. Just please don't dump Derek on her. That would be really messed up. Sidney does burst some stage lights though. That's not cheap at all. Frankly, all the blood, broken glass, damaged panels, and props really start to add up here. We're looking at well over $5,000 for repairs and replacements. Eventually, Mrs. Loomis and Sidney are interrupted by, "Oh my God, it's Cotton, and he looks stressed." Sidney explains the situation, and Cotton assesses his options. Let Sidney die and become the star of the show, or shoot Mama Loomis. Cotton throws a curveball. He and Sid sit down with Diane Sawyer for an interview. Sidney acquiesces.
Consider it done.
And Cotton's change of heart changes back. I think we all liked that.
How do you like me now?
Mrs. Loomis dies.
That was intense.
Gale's fine, by the way. The two double tap Mickey. Bye, Mickey. And the next morning, Gale reunites with Dewey, who was apparently stabbed in the exact same spot as last time.
Knife went into some old scar tissue. Saved his life.
while Sydney hands off the fame to a weary Cotton. The movie ends in a helicopter, watching Sydney walk into a pine tree. So, how did Ghostface do this time around? 2 killers, a bigger budget? Did our masked murderer up the stakes with extra stabs? Or did this ghost get busted up and turn into a flop? Let's find out. In total, Ghostface spent approximately $13,379.66 on knives, cameras, voice changers, plastic surgery, and film school tuition. Adjusting for inflation, that's around $26,314.50 in 2024. That could buy you a year of tuition at an out-of-state public college here in the States. Ghostface's damages tell a different story, however. You see, in the first film, Ghosty managed to wreck the inside of 2 different homes, leave a high school distressed, and total a news van. This time around, it's mostly blood. Blood in the streets, blood in the bathroom, blood on the stage. Ghostface did total a cop car, but even then, the damages for the whole film only amount to $21,506.15. Adjusting for inflation, that's approximately $42,297.30, or a year's tuition at a ranked private university. Isn't inflation neat, you guys? Oh, God. Scream 2 saw a return on investment of 161%. That is not great compared to the first film, but we won't know how it trends until we do more data. Of course, none of this data answers the question, could Mrs. Loomis afford Scream 2? Yeah, probably. I mean, what, she put a kid through college for a year, she got plastic surgery. It honestly sounds like she just used Billy's college fund to pay for all this. As to the damages, if she had survived and, she had to pay for that, yeah, she could have probably afforded that as well. Ghostface, at least this Ghostface, could foot the bill. Mickey didn't pay for Jack, that cheap little mouse, so he ain't footing shit. But what do you think? Do you think the sequel outperformed the original? Does Scream 2 meet the medal? Let me know down below. I want to thank my wife Annalise for editing these videos and helping my jokes land. She's also been hard at work providing entertaining captions for all of our videos. It's a bigger catalog every day, but she's putting in the hours to make sure everyone can enjoy what we have to offer. I also want to give a huge thank you to our patrons and YouTube members. Without you, this series likely would not have been able to continue. If you want to join any of these lovely people, you are more than welcome to, but it's absolutely not required. Just being here on YouTube and coming back to watch does wonders. At the time of writing this, we're approaching 40,000 subscribers, which is insane. It's been one hell of a first year. Extra special shout out to Sammy for joining the feet tier. No feet pics with this tier, but I will shout out your internet name for you. Depending on when this video goes out, I think we're safe to announce that we're gonna try to participate in Thankmas this year and stream some games for y'all. It's gonna be upcoming monthly live streams in the Discord for members as well, where I answer questions or read Saw fan fiction, whatever comes up really. As always, thank you so much to everyone involved and my ever-growing army of experts. We're not doing anything nefarious, I promise, probably. Thank you for coming back time and time again to watch these videos. We always have more in store for you. Because remember, I'm here to make stuff. If you're here to watch, thanks.